Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or as we prefer to say in Australia, g'day. Very good to be here for my first World Hereford Conference, and I'm absolutely delighted to present to you the Australia Country Report to this, the 16th World Hereford Conference in Calgary. Herefords Australia has its office located in Armidale in New South Wales. Currently we have over 1,800 started and commercial members nationally around the country. I have a board of 12 directors representing 5 of the 6 states of Australia and a staff consisting of 4 full-time and 3 part-time staff members. Our mission is to return the Hereford breed to a position of preeminence in the national herd, recognised as a superior stud and commercial breed by all segments of the Australian beef production, and developing foreign markets to a level where Hereford cattle are the breed of first choice. Australia's national herd at the moment stands at approximately 26.6 million head. There are 59,115 properties in Australia which have beef cattle. The beef industry actually accounts for 49% of all farms with agricultural activity in Australia. And the total area operated by farms with beef cattle is around 47%, almost half of Australia's total land mass. And the beef industry employs approximately 173,500 workers from farm, processing and retail. Australia has 3% of the world's cattle inventory and is the world's 7th largest beef producer. Australia is also the produces 4% of the world's beef supply and is the 2nd largest beef exporter. So we are punching a little bit above our weight there. In 2010-11, Australia produced around 2.1 million tonnes of beef and veal. Pardon me, 2.5 million grain-fed cattle were marketed in 2010-11, which is approximately 34% of all adult cattle that were slaughtered. Australian feedlots have a one-time capacity of approximately 1 million head, with days ranging from 70 days for the domestic market through to 300 days for the export market. And certainly grass finishing continues to be Australia's largest beef production sector. The value of Australian cattle and calf export or production, including live exports, is approximately $8.1 billion. And 60% of our cattle are run in the northern tropical region and 40% in the southern or more temperate region of Australia. Australians are consuming approximately 33 kilograms of beef per person. That was in 2010-11. And our domestic expenditure on beef was estimated to be $6.7 billion in that same 2010-11 timeframe. And Australia does, as I've noticed from other countries, has an emerging market for independent Hereford branded beef products, which are increasingly being available from retail outlets including supermarkets and specialty butcher shops, but also increasingly into the food service sector through cafes and restaurants, including fine dining restaurants, and direct to consumer through web-based online ordering. And that's just a selection of 4 of the branded Australian Hereford product that you can find. In 2010-11, Australia exported approximately 65% of its total beef and veal production to more than 100 countries. The value of total beef and veal exports in 2010-11 was $4.5 billion, and the value of Australia's live exports in that same time frame was about $660 million. The beef industry contributes 15% to the total of all Australian farm exports. Australia's largest export market is Japan, taking 38% of our production, the USA taking 17%, and Korea 15%. We're certainly seeing new emerging markets through the Middle East and through Russia that are taking more Australian beef than ever before, and these markets are not as interested in a grain-fed, marbled product. The breed within Australia is certainly recognised as one of the oldest and most widely recognised and respected beef breeds, and Herefords comprise 15% of our registered beef herd. Around 28,000 new Hereford calves are registered each year, and there certainly seems to be at this stage, which is very pleasing, a growing demand for and recognition of the Hereford advantage, with buyers paying up to 15 cents a kilogram or $60 a head more for the 400 kilogram Hereford steers than for the EU market, than for Angus for the long-fed grain market. Hereford side weaners regularly weigh 20 kilograms more than weaners sired by other breeds. The recent 2012 Herefords Australia National Show and Sale held in Dubbo on the 5th of June delivered some outstanding results for Herefords Australia and for our members, and certainly for the breed. We had a 98% clearance rate at auction on the 120 bulls on offer. There was an average price paid of $9,034 for those bulls, and the top price bull made $80,000. In 2011, 3,049 Hereford bulls were sold at auction, averaging $5,300, which was an increase of 22% over the 2010 average. And Herefords can certainly be found flourishing in a variety of different, and one could argue challenging, environments and climates within Australia. Herefords are renowned and admired in Australia for their durability, their temperament, their versatility, their fertility, the growth and their feed conversion. And these remarkable traits remain at the core of our ongoing promotional and communication efforts for the breed. In terms of the strategic focus for Herefords Australia and for the breed and for the brand moving forward, we certainly have a very strong focus on continuing the performance recording, in our case breed plan, sustained focus, promotion and understanding, and certainly on adoption and application of performance recording is going to be very core to our organisation and to our breed moving forward. We believe there are outstanding crossbreeding opportunities for Herefords. With the recent announcement, we're going to have a Hereford multi-breed register as part of Herefords Australia. We certainly see enormous opportunities, as I'm sure some of you do, in terms of the black herds, and having Craig Huffines recently visit us to talk about some of the research projects that they've undertaken in the US has given us that stimulation or stimulus to look at that from our point of view in Australia too, and we thank Craig for his time and information. The recent Beef 2012 function held in Rockhampton gave us an indication that the Northern Australian beef industry has got some incredible opportunities also for Herefords for some infusion of some Hereford genetics into that area. And just that general, what I call heterosis by Hereford, is a great opportunity for our breed moving forward. Certainly for our members, we have a continuing focus on communicating, listening, integrating, responding and supporting our membership base. For our youth, which is pleasing to see from other countries as well, and perhaps there is opportunities here for some cross work across various other countries, but we're looking at certainly involving, developing, mentoring and educating, and I've heard it mentioned before, which is great, exchange programs and potentially scholarships for our youth in Australia. From a marketing perspective, that grass-fed natural beef choice for consumers is going to be a platform we're going to look very seriously at, as will a continuing focus on Meat Standards Australia and EU accreditation. And from an export perspective, communicating and selling the whiteface benefit internationally. A couple of examples of some of the crossbreeding programs that have occurred. And finally, just in terms of our shared future, and we had our meeting this morning, and there is certainly some opportunities for all of us in this room to share. And from my point of view, and the organisation's point of view, it's sharing our intellectual capital in marketing and promotion. There's certainly great levels of mutuality in developing our youth, opportunities to further the integration of genetics and performance recording, and I believe to work collaboratively to identify, isolate, and we would hope eventually eliminate Hereford genetic, or what I call barrier conditions, and also to undertake new research to identify other Hereford barrier traits and look at ways that we may be able to overcome those. Bovine respiratory disease and eye cancer being two that come to mind from our market initially. And certainly to explore new research opportunities to identify potential Hereford accelerator traits, as I call them. And in conclusion, can I say that I think from all the countries participating here, including Australia, that we have enormous opportunity which came through from this morning's meeting to increase our communication with one another and then to increase our collaboration. And I strongly believe with those two ingredients, you will end up with success. And I thank you very much.